Thanks for staying with CCTV. With a high number of children with disabilities in Dennery, opening a support center seemed a natural response, but doing so didn't come easy. In 2006, the Ministry of Health's Child and Pediatric Division, the Blind Welfare Association and the Child Development and Guidance Center pooled resources and established the Dennery Child Development Center. Eustacia Felicia is the teacher in charge.
They recognized that the children with multiple disabilities were not receiving any services. So they started a therapy service at that time it was done at the Larishes Health Center and in other places. So Dr. Bird did some workshops with the nursing staff at the health centers in the district and the preschool teachers. And then the program started and it was just therapy. And over the years, for the last 5 years, the program evolved because they felt that the children needed a little more. And not just the children, but for the parents also. Felt that the parents needed a break. Some respite time, some time to themselves, because it was a full-time job to take care of the children, especially the ones with multiple disabilities. So when the program started, it started with children with multiple disabilities. As the program went along, we realized that the number of children with disabilities in the Dennery area was quite big. So we started a full program, a 5-day program, 9 to 2:30, 5 days a week. Unfortunately, we still are unable to accommodate everybody because the space that we utilize is very small. So now we have to share them up in two. So one set of children come in for 3 days and the other set come in for 2 days.
How many children?
We serve 26 children in all.
You have to split that group.
We have to split that group. We split them along disability lines because for the children with multiple disabilities, most of them need assisted sitting and stuff. So we have either sittings or wheelchairs, and that kind of full up our little space. And additionally, we get support from the Ministry of Health with the wheelchair, with the bus. We get the bus on Wednesdays and on Fridays. So we use those 2 days for our children with multiple disabilities, so it's easier for them to access coming to and from the center. And the other children who can take regular bus, their parents organize bus for them, and we have them come in on the Monday, Tuesday, and a Thursday.
The center has an enrollment of 26 students. However, there are scores more of children in need of its services.
Having worked in other communities, I find personally, that's a personal opinion, for a small community, I find Dennery has an unusually large number of children with disabilities. As to how many of them are locked away, I am not sure. We have quite a few of them, but then we always get numbers of somebody has some child somewhere, or somebody knows of some child somewhere that we do not know anything about. I'm not sure about the number of them that are locked away, but yeah, Dennery has quite a few. The parents have a harder time accepting their children with disabilities than the community. For the parent, it's a whole thing about accepting, belonging, that this is my child, and accepting that this is my child. And a lot of them actually worry about what the community will feel, while the community is more accepting of the child, understanding that there's nothing that the parent could have done about the disability. But as a community, I find the Dennery community quite receptive and open and caring.
The center's teaching staff is paid by the government through the Blind Welfare Association's education unit. 2 teachers' aides are being paid through the NICE program and the others by the Blind Welfare Association. The center has made a tremendous difference in the lives of not just the students, but the parents as well.
My name is Michelle Gittens. I'm here with my son Joshua. He's 14 years of age and he's autistic. He was not stable. He was very active. He was giving a lot of trouble.
What was that trouble like? Explain that.
Running all over the place, running on the streets, climbing the chairs, opening the pipe. He was just giving a lot of trouble.
Talk to me about what the experience has been like since coming to Dennery and he's at the school.
The experience is good because right now he's more settled and he's better compared to before. He's progressing and he's advancing.
My name is Miss Eldra Leo. I work at the Dennery Center. I'm a parent of a child there. Her name is Deandra Edwin. She has Down syndrome. She's 5 years old.
So were you working at the school before you had your daughter?
No. After, when she was 3 years, I started working there.
But talk to me about your experience during your pregnancy. Did they know that you would have a baby with Down syndrome?
No. Nobody knew I would have a baby with Down syndrome. My pregnancy was not really normal, but I had a huge belly. Doctor thought it was twins, and then when my daughter came out, she was Down syndrome.
Now you say that the pregnancy was not
like
normal.
I used to be weak, stressed, different stuff like, you know, women go through pregnancy, always sick, always stressed. Yeah.
So did you understand what Down syndrome was?
No, but at that time when the doctor told me about Down syndrome, I did not understand. But when I went to Dr. Bird during my checkup, she started explaining, gave me flyers to know about it, read about it, I researched. Then going to the school, I met other parents with children with Down syndrome, and I started understanding what is Down syndrome. So when the doctor told me Deandra was Down syndrome, I didn't know nothing about Down syndrome. I just told him she's beautiful, she's unique, and she's mine. I didn't cry, I didn't take it in. I have other children. I have 7 children, but she alone is Down syndrome.
So how do the older ones interact with her?
They treat her like normal kids. They speak to her normal, they play with her normal, they teach her normal things. We treat her as though she's a normal child. In our world, she is normal. At the school, we teach the children daily living skills. We teach them maths, we teach them English, and therapy. We have therapy for them. We have sensory class, and I find what we do in other school with them, it can take them to a long process. Those who cannot do anything like maths and English, they know how to sweep, they know how to wash dishes and these things. There's a lot of kids who have disability, different disabilities. Stop it. And with us, our work, like with me, whenever I hear about the kids, I will feel sorry. I would ask to go and look for them, or if Dr. Bird asked me to do something, I would go and look for that child, particular child. I would beg, I would tell, bring that child to the school. And I would bribe the parents or say something, but I want to see that child at the school. So I work with her at the health center every first day of the month. And that's what I do. Whenever she gives me a case, I come to Miss Spectra and I ask Miss Spectra, well, there's a child, there's this, and I go and look for that parent.
So why are the parents still holding the children?
There are some parents who are in denial. They don't want to accept that child is sick. So there are some people don't even know about these kids. Because there are some parents, they are young, there are some who don't want to accept it. So with us, we have to share our love and make them know that it's not they are the only ones who have these kids. We too have, and this one have. So we can embrace them and give them our love.
Hi, I'm Malin Ferdinand, Mala's mother. She goes to the Dennery Child Development Center, and she's 7 years old.
When did you know that there was something not right about Marlon?
It was just about half an hour to an hour after birth. When they brought the child to me, the nurse never realized that the child had nothing. But when I saw the child on the bed, I took the child and I was trying to breastfeed. I noticed that as if something like blood was coming from her nose, and her eyes was looking like fish eye, and her nose was very flat. She had no bridge. So I called another patient that was on the bed. I said, take a look at my child. I said, yes, there's something wrong with the child. I took a Q-tips and I pushed it in the nose. I thought it was just dry, something that was just coming out, but it continued. Then I called the doctor, and they took about 2 hours before they came. But when they come back, they told me my child has a problem. They thought it was Down syndrome. That's what they diagnosed at the time. But after, there's a doctor from Matney that the child is not Down syndrome, because from the time she was born, she was always active. And Down syndrome children is not active. So they knew it was not Down syndrome, but something. As she goes older, I realize she's a little bit autistic. But
What makes you think that she's autistic in some way?
Because autistic children, like when they put their mind on one thing, you cannot change it, and that's the way she is. If she's doing that, you cannot make her do something else. Whatever she is doing, you can't change her mind. Until when she come, like she leave one frame of mind to another. She changes whenever she wants.
What was that like trying to adjust?
Well, I accept the fact from the day one. As soon as they tell me what she has, I just tell myself she's not the first nor the last. And I just carry on. I always I sing that song to her when she was born, that called Gentle Woman. And I just said, Lord, this is your daughter. She was born in your image. And I just carry on. Every day I just pronounce in her life that she is well and she will be normal like any other child. And she would talk. She could not walk. She took a long time. She started talking around 5. And she started walking around 2.5 years. I had to be taking her to swimming, to exercise her every day, massaging her feet every day. But now she's running everywhere and she's talking, and now she's saying new words every day. So I'm happy, and I always give God thanks for that.
So what does being at the school do for her development?
Being with the children and the teacher, it changes her life. We started about 4 years ago. It has changed her life greatly. Because when they're in the house, it's just you and the children. There's a lot of things you're not aware and knows of. So in the school, they teach them different methods, how to play, how to hold her hands and to make her write and different stuff.
And one of the senior students at the Dennery Child Development Center is Chance Paul, a 14-year-old full of hope for his future.
I'm going to be 15 this month.
So what are you going to do for your 15th birthday?
I don't know. Enjoy it.
What do you like?
I like football, shirts. I like this thing. But I was trying to get a football shirt, my favorite team. But I'm still trying to get one for my birthday.
What is your favorite football team?
Real Madrid.
So yeah, you know the players on the team?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player?
Ronaldo.
Ooh. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have one brother, 2 sisters.
So do they like football too?
Not really. Me are focusing on that.
You're focusing on your football?
Yeah.
So when you grow up, what do you want to become?
I was trying to do a trade. Be a tradesman, do something. I'm just trying to know the people, my teachers were trying to send me to another school, like K, to learn a trade. Because I don't want to really be there. I want to be busybody my whole life. So all the time I can say, well, I work hard, I'm gonna relax now.
It was a wonderful experience meeting Chance and his fellow classmates, the teachers and parents. That's all the time we have for this program. Join me Tuesday for another Calabash Community Focus. I am Lucia Joseph.